Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking December favorites. The video where I share with you all the skincare and beauty products that made a big impression on me this month. If you're so ready to dive into the faves, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. First up, Haruharu Black Rice Probiotics Barrier Essence. I have been waiting for the moment that this product was going to, really be my skin savior, and the time has come. We are at the end of December. It is cold. It is harsh and windy, and my combination skin has definitely turned a lot more dry. This has been one of those products I've been leaning on to build in more of that nourishment, more of that richness, more of that moisture that my skin desperately needs in this moment. So this product, it's very true to the name. We do have the rice content here, which Haruharu is, really known for. Rice is a nicely moisturizing type of ingredient. It's also very skin conditioning, aka skin softening, and it also has a brightening effect to it as well. There's probiotic content in here, which can be helpful for the health of the skin barrier as well as the skin microbiome. And then we've got some ceramide content in here. We've got quite a bit of fatty acid content in here. We have phytosphingosine and phytosterols, which do bring some cholesterol content into the formula. So it really does live up to the name as a barrier essence. And look at this texture. It's pure cream. This is not a milk toner. This is not, that watery kind of like white toner. This is straight up silky, nourishing, rich cream, and that's how it feels on the skin. It's incredibly luxurious, very creamy, very elegant, and even though it does bring a good amount of rich moisture into the skin, it does still have a really good absorbency. It is thicker, you know what I'm saying, than a watery milk toner feels like, but it still has a good absorbency. It's just a lot richer at the top surface of the skin, and a lot more skin conditioning and softening, and just so moisturizing. And I have to say, it is very, very nourishing, but I do find it to layer nicely. I will still stand by my original opinion of this product. This is not for you if you do not have dry skin. Now, if you have combo skin like me that leans really dry and you recognize a need for that quality in your skincare routine, but maybe you don't want really heavy moisturizer changes, this may be appropriate for you. But if you are on the fence, if you even have a little bit of oil on your skin, I would not recommend this for you. This is very rich, not only just in the texture, but in the ingredients. The richness and the lipid content that the ingredients bring to your skin could be overwhelming, could be pore clogging. And I want to really emphasize that because even though I've said that, I still get questions like, well, can I use this? And I'm like, I don't think you probably should. And this is just my opinion. But I do see a lot of people hyping this product up and saying, oh, it's great for everybody. Everybody needs this in their winter routine. And I think no. Go and check out that cream toner video that I mentioned earlier, because I do talk about products with different qualities, different weights, different amounts of moisture that they bring to the skin that are going to be appropriate for different skin types. Not, every trending product is going to be appropriate for every skin type. So I really do stand by that. Just my personal experience played that out. Didn't love it for combo skin in the early, late summer, early fall. But I love it now that we're getting deeper into the winter months and my skin is feeling so much more dry. It demands this type of product. It loves and drinks in this type of product. But if you don't have that skin type, I don't think you're going to enjoy it. You've seen it in the last couple skincare routines that I've done. I've really been enjoying it. It's really been helping out my skin, and it really, it's a really lovely, very rich product. A little bit unexpected from this brand, but I think a great addition. Okay, we have to talk about SKIN1004 Probio-Cica Bakuchiol Eye Cream. And the reason I say we have to is because I've emptied my tube and I realized I haven't really talked about this too much, but I'm actually really liking this so much, in fact, that I've already bought 2 more tubes. And I have to say, this was one that was like a slow burn for me, quite honestly, because the first thing that happened when I opened it up is I saw this kind of silicone-y under eye applicator. And I was like, I don't really like these. I don't know what it is about them. Like I've used them before and I'm just like, they're fine, but I always find myself just like putting it onto my finger and then just patting it in. I think just kind of like uh, dragging this across my skin's not my favorite. I feel like it takes a little bit longer. Even though I like many steps in my routine, I have to be honest with you. I tend to like just go really quick, especially when I'm not talking through my routine on camera, right? I can be a little bit of a rushed kind of a person. And so I'm just like, oh, this slows me down. Whatever, I'm not going to use it. And then, maybe there's like the hygiene factor and stuff too. So I'm just like, it just seems messy and slow and I don't like them. And I have been using some skincare products for the eye area that use like metal applicators, like stainless steel, and the cooling effect is kind of nice. I will admit, I'm like, oh yeah, I can slow down and kind of get into this occasionally. But this is plastic and it does have like a very velvety skin-like feel to it. I do believe that it is silicone. And so it actually does glide on the skin nice. It doesn't like pull or anything like that. But I was just like, yeah, it's just kind of gimmicky. It's kind of cheap, whatever. I did use it when I sprained my wrist back at the beginning of October when I strained my wrist. I did use it more because it saved me from, there was just a few like things that would kind of make my wrist really like go in the first couple of weeks. And patting in the eye cream was just a little bit too much. So I did end up using this just to kind of save myself the strain. So it does come in handy. You never know until it happens to you, right? So I did kind of get more on board with this towards the end. But then I have to say what really won me over, and I promise you I'll talk about everything else, texture and ingredients and results and all that in a second. But I just want to say, for being a really affordable eye cream, I don't feel like they cheaped out here. They have thought through the details, because once I got to the bottom of this tube and I was really like having to like squeeze and twist and try to get it out, because this applicator, it is kind of chonky, and it does kind of make it difficult to squeeze the last bits out of this longer neck, right? It didn't really like get it out. And I was like, God, I know there's going to be a lot of cream in here. I'm gonna have to cut this tube open, and it's just like, ugh, it's just gonna be kind of wasteful. But then I discovered that this whole head thing comes off, and there is like a fairly normal tube applicator here. And so you actually can get quite a bit more of it out a lot easier without this extra piece on there kind of making it hard to squeeze all the way through. And I just feel like that is a really nice detail that I've not noticed with other applicator head type eye creams. You can't take it off. And so this really just gave a lot of value to the product. Now the texture did bring me in immediately when I said I saw the applicator, I didn't really like it, but the texture really won me over and kept me using it. It's this really beautiful, buttery, almost like a whipped eye cream type of texture. It's not a really dense, heavy cream. It's not the balmy, occlusive cream either, which can be helpful. It's not my most favorite. I do like emollient rich but light creams that absorb quickly into the eye area, and that's exactly what this is. It actually is very similar to the moisturizer from the Probio-Cica line. So if you're a fan of that texture, this is slightly lighter, developed for the under eye area for quicker absorption. That skin is just a little bit different the way that it takes product. So it's a little bit lighter, but it still brings that same quality to the skin, that really skin softening, slightly plumping and smoothing and very moisturizing feel. And so just feels amazing on the skin. It's such a great texture. And then, I will admit, combining it with the applicator definitely feels very, very nice. Now, the main star here is the Bakuchiol. I guess it's brightening. I'm not 1,000% sure because my under eye area is actually not very dark. I will say I have not been sleeping very well with daylight savings ending. All right, it ended, right? Or did it start? No, it ended. And it's getting so dark so quickly. I mean, the sun goes down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's very trippy. And it takes me quite a few weeks for my body to adapt to that light cycle or lack of light cycle. And so I find myself get really sleepy in the afternoon when it's way too early early to go to sleep. And then when I do go to sleep, I'm like wired and awake. And so I get less sleep. It takes a while for me to transition. It's just a hard season, right? A season of change. And so I feel like I don't look that tired though. I'm like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I keep looking in the mirror like, when's it going to show up on my face? Because I'm not sleeping good. I'm trying, I'm trusting this process, but like it is going to show up. And I feel like it has kept my eyes in a good spot. So maybe short-term benefits have been very good. Moisture levels, smoothness, plumpness levels, very good. Works really well underneath makeup. Is it brightening? It's really hard for me to say that. But Bakuchiol I have used in other eye creams, and there's some niacinamide in here too. I have found to help with that journey. But it's also, like I said, it's sleep, it's diet, it's how we take care of our vessel, and sometimes it's just genetics too. So there's only so much an eye cream can do. Okay, let's talk about the Unove Deep Damage Repair hair line, because back in October favorites, I did share with you my obsession with the Unove Deep Damage Treatment Mask, and I was like, it is transforming my hair. It is so shiny, it's so soft, it's really manageable, it feels really strong and healthy. And I think that it was quite visibly noticeable that my hair was definitely looking a lot shinier. And I thought it actually looked pretty good before, and it's like it's looking even better now. And so I shared with you how much I love that mask. So recently, because I love it so much, I tried out the shampoo, the Deep Damage Repair shampoo, as well as the silk oil essence from this line from Unove, because I'm like, all right, the mask was amazing. Like, let's see what these other products can do. So I do want to talk about the shampoo as a favorite this month because, I have to say, when we have these deep conditioning mask products, they're like, oh, like use it like once a week or like when needed, right? They're not necessarily the conditioner. I'm kind of skeptical about like getting the accompanying shampoo, if you know what I mean. Because you're like, okay, well, if it's just a mask that I add into my routine with my normal shampoo and conditioner, do I really need to transition over, to this branded line of products? Is it really going to be all that much better? Because we know that these deep masks, right, are really the hard working products in a lineup of like a shampoo and like like after treatment, like styling types of products, right? Like we know the mask is the hardest working product in the line. And I do believe that that is true about the Unove products. It is the hardest working thing, but I was really surprised at how much the shampoo added to the mask. Using them together really actually elevated my experience of what the mask did for my hair, which, just to remind you, super shiny, super silky, really manageable, incredibly soft, and very healthy feeling as well as looking. And I feel like the shampoo actually added to that experience and actually enhanced all of those benefits. Quite a bit. I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting the shampoo to be kind of like the same and with like the same scent. So very impressed with the shampoo. I think it lathers really nicely and cleans the scalp very well too. It's not an overly moisturizing shampoo, but because it works on the same principle as the Unove mask, which is to add protein and silk and amino acids to the hair to strengthen and repair it and really smooth the cuticle for that shine, right? Because it is using that same principle, it is adding, to the results. The results are like more, but I also noticed when I use them together, especially frequently, it actually is so softening for the hair, really smoothing for the hair. And that is very, very nice. But I think you can get to a point, depending on how damaged your hair is. My hair, not so damaged, but a little bit, of repair is good. I do frequently color it, so it's good to kind of stay on the health, but I will admit, not that damaged. The more I used them together, I noticed like my hair was getting even softer. And you notice I curled it today and I have a very nice loose wave. And I think that's because my hair is actually softening. It's like maybe moisturizing just a little bit too much or smoothing just a little bit too much. So I really like this shampoo because it impressed me for, like I said, enhancing the benefits, but it's not going to be my daily driver. I don't wash my hair daily, my weekly driver. I might add it in occasionally, like I said, to enhance the benefits, but I did find it to be a little much for my hair in its current state when I put them together every time I wash my hair. Now, that being said, if your hair is very damaged, if it's brittle, if it's breaking, if it's gone through, bleaching processes, right? And it feels like hay, which I have had my hair feel like that in the past, I would recommend these two products together. If you can only get one, get the mask. But if you can get both, they do seem to actually enhance each other and really help with your hair. Now, let me tell you about the silk oil essence as well. And I did share this in my recent Get Ready With Me routine that I released a couple of weeks ago, where I actually showed you how to do this exact look that I have going right now, from the makeup to the hair to the styling to the everything. And I use the silk oil essence, and I really, really like it for moisturizing the ends, for adding a little bit more nourishment, for adding a little bit more shine and a little bit more polish. I prefer to use this product when my hair is dry, just before styling or after, to smooth out the ends. I don't necessarily use it on damp hair, and I don't use it all the time because, just like the shampoo, it's kind of working on the same principle, and it actually starts to be a little bit too much because I think my hair is in a very healthy state as it is. So for just a little extra shine and glam and a little bit extra polish for, like, right now I don't want my ends to be all frayed in front of you. You know what I mean? I will smooth it out with this just to kind of finish everything off with the style, or just kind of like get that really smooth and very, very shiny, sleek, straight hair look, right? It's a really nice finishing product. So for this month's self-care corner, I'm not only wrapping up December, but I am wrapping up 2024. We are at the end of the year, and the older I get, the faster the years seem to go by. But 2024, like, I feel like it went by in a blink, and yet there was so much change. You know what I mean? This year was really transformative for me on a personal level. I think probably for you as well. If you look back to where you were in January of 2024 to where you are in December of 2024, you probably noticed some changes in yourself, and you probably went through some ups and downs, right? High highs and low lows. I know for a lot of folks, there was a lot of challenge this year. And I know that as we come to the end of the year, there always is when that calendar changes, there is that kind of like uncertainty. What is to come? What are the changes? How is this year going to be different for me? And I think that can instill a lot of fear. And I think for some people, it can instill a sense of excitement. And a sense of something to look forward to. And I think wherever you fall on the spectrum of that, I think it really is important to embrace the idea of change, because like life is change. I think especially, I was going to say, if you live in the northern hemisphere, look outside your window. But you know what? If you live in the southern hemisphere, look outside your window. Do you see the change in the seasons happening right now, right? For some of us, we are going into the depths of winter. For some of us, we're going into the brightness and the highs of summer. But there has been a change. As you've been looking out your window, you're seeing it. Nature changes. It's cyclical, right? It's always changing. It never stays the same. Even if you live in a place where there's a little bit less than, 4 seasons, you still notice change in nature. Look up to the clouds, and the clouds are ever changing, right? Because that's life. Life is always changing. Nature is always changing. We are always changing. And so this is that time, right? The end of the year, before we flip the calendar over, that we really start to think about what are the changes that we want to usher in the new year, right? New Year's resolutions. But I want you to kind of take it a step further and really think about change as an opportunity. Don't see it, don't fight it, because it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. Like, I don't always like change. I'm not always comfortable with things changing. I like stability. I like routine. When things change, it makes me uncomfortable. But what I'm saying is sometimes we have to get uncomfortable in order to change internally, in order for things around us to change for the better, in order for us to up level. Sometimes things have to change and we have to get uncomfortable to know what we really want to work towards, and really to find our purpose and to really find what lights us up. It doesn't always come from all these like sunshine and butterflies and everything is stable and everything still stays the same, and I don't really experience challenge, right? So I felt really inspired to talk about that. This is a conversation that I've had off camera about change, not only with the seasons changing and what that means for our self-care, right? But of course, the world is changing right now. The calendar is changing right now. And now is a good opportunity in your self-care practices to question internally the changes that you want to make, the changes that you're afraid to make, right? The changes you're uncomfortable with, and really figuring out a way to embrace that, even in the discomfort, right? Find the comfort in the discomfort. Find where you want to challenge yourself, where you want to make changes. Find the challenges in your life that need to change. Address them head on, embrace them. Don't ignore them. Don't run away from them. That's what makes change hard. You know, when we don't embrace it, when we don't work with it, right? When we try to run from it, that's when changes are challenges that feel like trials, right? So yeah, I hope 2024 was a year of transformation. I hope that you don't just remember it for the lows that you may have gone through and the trials and the challenges, right? I hope that there are some really amazing positive moments that you can take a moment right now to look back on and go, ah, those were amazing. I want more of that in the next year, right? How am I going to make that happen? Or how am I going to use that to propel me forward because of how much I've grown as a person. I hope that you were able to do that. I definitely will be taking my time to do that as well. And we don't know what the future holds. Like none of us do. That's the point, right? We just have to keep taking one step forward every single day. And it's not always easy, but embrace that journey and embrace that path, and work with it, because yeah, we're moving into a new year. Things will be different, and hopefully you can see the beauty in those changes. So let me know any of your favorite products or favorite lessons from December or from 2024. Let me know in the comments below. And I do want to remind you, my best of the year, the best skincare of 2024 video is coming out next week. It's going to be the very next upload. I know you all look so forward to it every single year, and I really do like to release that at the last little bit of the year to really honor, 2024. So if you're not subscribed yet, please hit subscribe, turn on notifications. If you want to see the video, if you want to be there first, you'll get the notification sent right to you. It is coming out so soon. I'm super excited to share all of my favorites of the year with you. I do hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. And I just want to take a moment to send you some gratitude and some love for making 2024 an amazing year. I cannot do it without you. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.